welcome to a new episode of the Good Night Podcast. Today, as usual, we are recording live from the place where I do my show. I don't know if I'm supposed to say where I'm recording, but if you ever came to our Tuesday show, this is where we are recording on the rooftop on a beautiful Tuesday afternoon. We are joined today by one of my favorite up-and-comers in the city. Highly misunderstood, very funny, very smart. Be careful, guys. She might look innocent, but she is a psycho. She's a psycho, and I can tell. I'm smart enough to tell when someone is smart. This is how smart I am. Very funny. Keep her away from your children. No, actually, we just realized today that she's very sociable.
Thank you.
I would have never expected that from her, but she is. She knows how to speak to people, which is quite a surprise to me.
Shock. I'm a shock comic.
She is very funny, and you're going to love her. The one and only. Her first time on this podcast. And the last. The very funny. Saanya Nanda, everybody. Saanya Nanda. Yes.
That's me. Thank you so much for having me,
My
Amir.
pleasure. It took us some time to start recording today.
A dream come true.
A
dream come true. A credit in Montreal.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Is it talked about?
It is, yes.
Well, it's my pleasure to have you.
Widely discussed. One of my favorite shows. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thank you. It took us some time to set it up because she decided to dress like a whore
fat
for the podcast today.
I'm too fat.
And that's not what I said. She decided to wear the shortest skirt known to men.
I'm trying to seduce Amir.
To seduce. Look at these hot men behind me. You should try to seduce them.
Yeah, I've got my eyes on them. There's just for the record, oh God, there's a shower that's on. A shower just came on. There's a rainbow, and there's a beautiful boy frolicking.
Oh my God.
In the shower.
That poor boy.
He's beautiful.
Poor boy. If you only
all
knew.
of 14 years old. No, he's probably 19.
19, 20.
How old are you, beautiful boy? Okay, hang on. I shouldn't yell.
Let's not get kicked out of the hostel sign. Please don't harass.
Please don't. It's his fault for being a cutie. Such a cutie.
There's a lot of cute people.
Yeah. Is this a wonderful view? You've gotten me the best view.
Yes. I always give the guests the best view.
My view is like a bunch of hot guys, six-pack abs. They're like dipping in and out of a jacuzzi. That's my view, by the way.
And I have Saanya.
Yeah, you have me.
Covered from head to toe.
I did cover a little bit because of how short my skirt is. Yes.
She kept basic instincting
yeah, I know.
the cameras. I'm like, we can't do this. I can't. Not in 2027. Have you ever seen that movie, Basic Instinct?
I love that film.
It's a pretty cool movie.
Sharon Stone.
Sharon Stone.
Yes, and Michael Douglas.
And I watched it not too long ago, maybe 6 months ago, and I got to the scene where she.
Yeah, she flashes them.
In front of Newman.
That's right, from Seinfeld.
And I paused it, and you could see
You could see everything. And she's a little bit of hair, wisp of hair.
There's a wisp of hair, yeah. And Vajij. It's crazy because when this movie came out, it was in VHS.
Yep.
And VHS, you couldn't see that well because it was grainy.
I think everybody saw it just as clearly back then as we do now.
Listen, I watched it in 4K, and let me tell you, I could
Gray
tell you
jay.
the color of
the
everything.
hair. It was like a light brown.
It was a light, even her lips, you could tell, truly. Which means that this cannot be true.
Find it linked in the description of the show.
Babe, cut to Basic Instinct, the scene right here. Just the Vajij. Just zoom in. Let us get this podcast removed from YouTube. But here's my question. You use AI a lot. With AI, could you take a VHS quality and 4K it?
Yeah, you can do anything.
So that's not her real Vajij then?
Yeah, but it's it's called super resolution.
Yeah.
What happens is you have things that are like low res, and you put the same picture in high res, so now there's fewer pixels.
Yeah.
So it'll predict the pixels.
Okay, so we predicted Sharon Stone's Vajij when I watched it in 4K.
Yeah, the details were predicted, but the direction was set by the original content.
I'm going to have to compare. I'm going to have to find a way to look at the VHS version of Sharon Stone's Vajij.
Yeah, but the VHS is still a compression. I think film is the best. Film is the most detailed, right? So it was shot on film, the movie.
Yeah.
So,
more than 4K?
Oh, yeah. So that is infinitely you can zoom in, right? It's analog. It's not digital, so you're not losing anything. It's full res.
I see what you mean. Yeah.
Even like in the old days when people would get pictures developed, those negatives,
Yeah.
they could be as big as you wanted. The photo could be as big, and it wouldn't lose.
I did not know that.
Yeah, so
Oh,
it's analog because it's like burnt into film.
How come you know so much about?
Because I'm Indian and this is part of our culture. It's engineering.
You're all an engineer. That's all.
We're all engineers.
First you become an engineer and then you go to high school. This is how it works.
That's exactly how, that's the order of things.
All right, I need to
Yeah.
interview you. So you are
Okay.
Indian. How long have you been in Canada?
Oh, I have been in Canada 5 years now, actually.
5
Yeah,
years.
Not
yeah.
very long.
5 years. And you started comedy like 3 years ago.
Yes, and I was in Toronto for 1 year.
Yeah. Did you comedy
Actually,
there?
more than. Well, that's a long ass story.
Please, we have.
Do you think you? I don't know. Toronto, I don't count it as like me doing comedy, but I count it as like me discovering comedy in a real way, and like actually writing. My first time ever. Such an interesting story is San Francisco. 9 years ago. Can you believe it?
Okay, you were in San Francisco 9 years ago.
Can you believe it?
I can.
And
You're a little sprout. You're a baby.
I was. And it was there, my first time, because guess what? I was heckling. And the guy was like, if you think you can do better, why don't you? And that's my first time, by the way. It was not an open mic.
He brought you up. He's like, go ahead.
Because I was heckling and they were like, you think this is so easy, why don't you? And I was like, all right, might as well. And I did like 3 minutes on how I wanted to kill myself.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, so I see there was a pattern that hasn't moved.
There is a pattern. There is a constant in my life.
Yeah. It's part of life. It's the fatality of life. What are you going to do?
It's existentialism. That's the
It's-
source of our powers.
Why do you want to kill yourself?
Oh, no, I don't. It's just back then I was kind of aimless, and I had education and direction in life, and yet I felt unfulfilled.
Until you found comedy.
Yes, actually, can you believe it?
I can. I've been there.
That's true. Yeah. If anybody can, you can.
Yeah. Yeah. But you
Yeah.
still have your day job. You're still.
Yes, I do have it.
You're a secret agent.
I am.
Secret
I
agent
work
woman. You have a job.
Work for the CIA.
We don't even know your real name. That's the thing that people don't know. So you got on stage.
I got on stage in San Francisco, and then I didn't touch comedy until I moved to Toronto. And Toronto, I moved like very blatantly. I moved there without a job.
Oh, wow. From San Francisco?
Yeah, so I had a job there.
So you were working in San Francisco.
Yeah, and then I left.
You were making the big American
Whatever,
money.
yes.
As whatever you do in your secret day job.
That's right. The Valley money. I
Valley
had
money,
Valley
yeah.
money. And then I left all that behind
Yeah.
because of this beautiful country.
Really?
Canada, I just wanted to be Canadian from the very beginning, from my childhood. I'm ready for us to be 51.
You and millions of Indians. I just heard this.
I'm sorry.
Yeah?
Yes, so I came here, and then I had like come without a job or anything, so I had like a lot of free time. And there used to be a show in Toronto called Danger Room. And it was run by our very own Morgan O'Shea and Dan Gyrie, who
Yeah.
is still in Toronto at the Corner Comedy Club. And I would go every Sunday, like church, for 3 hours, 9 to midnight, and yell at people. And
It's a heckling show, yeah?
yeah, I would heckle. So I was audience, but I was like regular audience. And I would heckle people, and the whole city hated me. The whole community hated me because I was like not one of them. I was just there for pure abuse. And I had like every week someone would tell me, oh, this guy quit because of you. And then they would say, oh, he almost committed suicide because of you.
So things haven't changed since. I can tell it's still the same.
Yeah, it's in your childhood you can tell what's going to happen when you grow up.
When did you decide, okay, like that's it? You didn't go. Did you go on stage in Toronto?
So I did go on stage a couple of times. The first time that run I went on stage was at the Danger Room.
Yeah.
Bombed. But that's, I think, like not a sensible environment. What happened with Danger Room was they had this thing going for 3 years.
Yeah.
And then I moved there, and 6 months later, they had to cancel the show.
Why?
Ask them. I take full responsibility. And then I was like really sad because it had become an essential part of my life. So I did try to do open mics, and I did one mic, and then I got banned
Oh, again,
from all.
history repeats itself.
Yeah, I got banned, and they were like, "No, we don't need this." And I was like, "Is this an open mic?" And they're like, "No, we don't have a safe environment for you to develop." And then it was COVID. Then I moved here, and then over here I had enough time to think about my actions.
Yeah.
So I was like, I really miss Danger Room. So I wouldn't interact with people. I still went to comedy shows, but I wouldn't interact with anybody.
Really? Because I recall people saying, "Oh, there's this girl who comes to shows and heckles comedians." Before we knew you as something like, "Oh, she's just crazy. She likes to heckle comedians while they're on stage."
Yeah, I had to bottle it in. But then people would like try to interact with me because like they were crowd working, and I was a civilian. I had no idea what crowd work was, and I was like, these people are being lazy. They're not writing jokes. I'm here to listen to jokes. I don't want to be talked, and I don't want to talk to, and I'm not your joke. What have you written? And I demanded comedy. And then I kind of burned myself with all the people here. That's how it happened. And then it kind of boiled over to a point where I wrote a bit. I wrote like 10 minutes. And then I went up at a show where, they pull your name out of a bucket, but they would live stream it. So actually my first time is online.
Aww.
And then the rest is history.
The rest is history. 2 years later, you are here.
3 years, baby.
3 years later. So
Yeah.
you just said, 3 years. That's pretty good. 3 years, and you said I saw that you headlined a couple of times. You did 45.
Yes,
How
sir.
was that experience? 3 years in.
So
to headline?
I'm very, very lucky. The scene has been very supportive.
Yeah.
Everybody loves me.
Eh,
Yes, and they love me. Universally loved and adored. This girl. And I started headlining.
a bit of delusion happening.
Well, that's the essence of
Saanya.
art. Delusion is the essence of art. If you don't have it, don't join.
No, delusion is like you're gonna succeed. Everything's gonna work out great. Not everybody loves you. That's the wrong delusion.
I think everybody loves me.
I think everybody who
You think who doesn't love me?
I'm sure. Listen, I love you. You know this.
So then that's all that matters.
I believed in you when you used to bomb with the most horrific jokes ever. I'm like, this kid.
I still do the most horrific jokes.
No, but you've improved. You improved
Yeah.
a lot. But
Yeah,
even
thank you.
when you used to just bomb completely, I'm like, this kid has something.
Lovely.
I used to-
Appreciate you.
I gave you spots all the time at my shows.
Where is
All
your
the
cock?
time.
Where is your cock?
It is.
I
Don't worry
must
about my
suck it
cock.
right now.
No, but there's something about you that I truly enjoy.
Appreciate
Because
that.
I saw a bit of myself. So I'm a narcissist, I'm like you. So
Thank
I saw
you.
a bit of myself in you. I'm like, when I started, I also said the craziest
N-word
things.
on stage.
No, I have never said the N-word on stage.
I've never said it in life. I've never.
I don't believe you. I'm pretty sure you said it twice or 3 times a day. In the shower.
I whispered it in your ear.
Yeah.
when we met.
That was the weirdest
As a
thing.
greeting.
That was the weirdest
And I
thing.
didn't even use the soft A.
Listen, I've heard the N-word numerous times in my life. I've had it whispered in my ear twice. It's a very odd experience.
It's
You and
essential.
George Asili came from the shadows and the darkness of a club, and he's like, "Hello," and then he's just Nana. I'm like, "Oh."
My God.
It was-
but
yeah,
he's
why-
allowed to say it because he's black.
I'm black as well, so I'm allowed to say it as well.
Nice. So let's say it. Let's hear it.
3, 2, 1. Nincompoop. Okay, let's go.
Oh, cute. That's so cute.
I would love to have a N-word joke. Like, I love black people. I hate N-words. Like, to that level.
Yeah.
I never. Have you ever written a joke where you can use the N-word like for a
Several.
joke? Yeah.
But I've never. I've just written. I've never said it with my mouth.
All word and no play makes Saanya and Nana. All word and no play makes Saanya and N-word. All work and no play makes Saanya and N-word.
I wrote one about Arabs where I said, let's use like a stand. I used neighbors the other day
Yes.
for standing. So I said, Amir and I, we have a lot in common. We have the same initials. My name is Saanya Nanda, and he's a sand neighbor.
Very funny.
Thank you.
We can break down the joke if you want.
Let's do
It's
it.
a shock joke.
It's all about.
It just that joke is saying it.
The joke is just saying
Yeah.
it. It
Yeah,
has
it's-
no.
Have you ever heard my joke about Black Lives Matter?
What is it?
How I think rap was so much better when Black lives didn't matter. And it's a very smart joke. Like
I
it's-
love that.
It's a 5-minute joke where
Oh,
I break
shit.
down rap and racism, and that's how I end with it.
Yeah.
And I can only do it when there's black people in the room, because white people will pass out, their
Yeah.
monocle will fall off their eyes.
I always feel that the group that I'm targeting, they're
Yeah.
all okay with the joke, but
Yeah.
like there's a group around them.
No. I don't think you can. I don't think a black person would enjoy you saying that joke.
Oh, but you were okay. You were a sand N-word, so
Yeah. But I'm a comedian. I'm not a normal person. As a sand N-word and a comedian, I think being a comedian goes above being a sand N-word.
But then also there's my favorite slur
Yeah.
for Indians. There's a word you can put in front of the N-word for Indians as well. You can say curry N-word,
Oh.
but that's not my favorite.
Mm.
My favorite slur for Indians is spice monkey.
Spice monkey.
Yes,
I like it.
Yeah.
That's a good one. Spice
Write
monkey.
that in your notebook. You can say it on every stage.
Look at this guy. Yeah, you can still get away with spice monkey. It
Yeah,
hasn't-
it's lovely.
Indians don't have really a.
Any self-respect.
No.
You can say anything to us.
I've never seen an Indian identify as a victim. You
Yeah.
understand? We're like, people hate us, but
We
we're
just
gonna
have
work
it so
hard.
good. We can't really
No,
complain.
you have it terrible. But
We have it very good, actually. I don't know what you think
I
we
mean,
have.
the racist, the blatant. Because you've lived in Toronto, so you saw how many brown people there are, and the white people. They're just. I went to Niagara Falls. I'm like, is this the what's the name of that river in India?
Ganges.
Is this the Ganges? Because it was just brown people everywhere. And you could tell the white people were a bit uncomfortable. So I'm like, oh, for sure there's racism towards brown people. I go to Tim Hortons. Every single Tim Hortons is full of brown people. It's not the best life. And yet they never identify. They never complain. I never heard an Indian
It's
go
not
like,
a
oh.
bad life. They have jobs.
Oh, okay. So you're comparing
And
to
they got like they had money for a plane ticket to come abroad and live here. They're not victims. They're actually the cream of the country. You're interacting with the people who could get on flights. There's people
it's
who
true.
are like not even
A lower
able.
caste.
Yeah, they're not able to feed
Are
themselves.
you from an upper? Where are you in the caste system?
Oh God, I get this question every interview.
Yeah?
But
Really?
so I'm like tier 2.
Tier 2. Oh, there's an upper tier. There's even even
So
higher.
there's a tier above me which is like inbreds. So it's a good thing I'm
Oh.
not part of that tier.
Okay.
And then there's my tier.
And
So
then
the
it's
top tier is like
The whores and transsexuals and the street people.
no, everyone's allowed in all the tiers. But except for the people who, it's just by birth. It is not by anything you can
Yeah.
change. And it's, so the top tier is people who are the educators.
Yeah.
Then people who like were in the temples, the worshippers, those guys, that's top tier. And they keep their bloodlines pure. They only marry like people from that
Are there
tier.
top tiers among us, or do they stay in India?
I think there is one, and should I say his name? You'll bleep it out, yes?
Do it like this. He's a top tier?
Yes.
Wow, he shouldn't be.
Exactly, because they're inbred, so they're a little. So
Did he come up to you like, hello, I am in top tier?
no, I
You
saw.
lower tier
so
than
they
me?
wear a little thread on their body. That's how you can tell. And they don't eat like this and that, and they're like staying pure a lot. They're all about purity. It's race purity. That's what they are about.
It's interesting. If I was top tier in a country, I would never come here and work at Tim Hortons.
Yeah.
You're top tier. You're at the top of the food chain. You get to have sex with your cousin. That must be good.
Or sister or mother. I don't even know.
No.
I don't know. These people are very like race
Really?
purity.
Wow.
They're royals.
Really? So,
Well, not really.
is a royal?
No.
No. That's what I was about to say.
Just an
It doesn't
inbred.
hit me as a royal at
Just
all.
an inbred. Then the second tier is the warriors, the descendants of the warriors.
So you're a descendant of
That's
a warrior.
Me. That's
I could tell.
me. Thank you. And
Fighting spirit.
that's-
Cocks.
That's all I have. I'm fighting cocks every day in, day out. And then there is the third tier is the business trades people. That's also very important tier. We're not very far from each other. And then there's a fourth tier which is very far from everybody. You're not allowed to touch them.
The untouchables.
Yeah, so they clean the garbage.
The DoorDash drivers. And
oh my God, no.
Uber Eats delivery people.
No.
No, in Canada, that's what. I think, what's his name? Tim Dillon has like, we have an untouchable class now. It's the DoorDash and the Uber Eats delivery people. That's the new lower caste of this society, the North American society.
They're actually service providers. I'm talking like people who die at 30 because they like clean up garbage since they were 3 or 4 years old.
Yeah.
So like they had it really tough, and they wouldn't be allowed in schools, and
That's terrible.
yeah. So they
Isn't
had
it great to be in Canada?
what?
We don't have that in Canada. Everybody can succeed.
Not yet, but it's coming.
yeah.
It's coming.
If we let more of you come in.
Actually, I think we brought our caste system with us. Like,
Yeah, you think?
I think there's a level of like you can see it slowly emerging.
Really?
Yeah, for sure.
We used to be a proper country.
Well, you will be again.
I don't know.
We are here now. You will be. You'll be a proper country. It will be called India. You'll be called Indian.
Can India.
Can India.
Can India.
Canada.
Canada. Can India.
This side is Can India. The other side is Shanada.
It is quite surprising to see the amount. Stop looking at the people showering. Saanya, have some class, woman.
I mean, I can't avoid it. It's in my line of sight. You have something to look at as well
I don't
now.
have my glasses. I just
Oh, God,
I just see
you-
pink flesh. There's no, I can't. There's no.
You couldn't get the details.
I couldn't get the theater. Like I gotta squint. If I want to get a boner, I gotta go like which is not a good look.
It's okay.
It's not. It's not. No, nobody wants to see this. A squinting old man. Are you surprised by the amount of Indians that live in Canada? It is.
No.
I'm surprised. Every time I go to
No.
like English Canada, I'm like, how the hell?
I never saw Canada before. So
it's
to
true.
me, this is normal. And as it should be. This is the part of our plan to take over this country.
I have a theory. It's not you. Here's my theory about immigration. A lot of people complain about immigration.
Yeah.
And they say, oh, these damn immigrants are taking our jobs. There's too many of them. Why are we letting so many? You've heard these arguments before.
Yeah.
I think it's because white people are not multiplying enough. And things that I've come to understand as I grow older is that people in power, if you want to have power, you need to have power over people.
Mm-hmm.
So if your people are not multiplying, who are you going to have power over? So you need to import people so that you have power over somebody.
So they vote for you. They're
No,
importing
no,
voters.
not even these politicians. Politicians, they're second tier.
Yeah, they're not as
There's
powerful as
people on
corporations.
top
Corporations,
that needs
yeah.
money. They need consumers.
Yeah, actually, this is the most expensive document in the world, the Canadian passport.
Yeah?
Yeah, the amount of taxes we pay,
It's true.
it's more than anywhere else. And
worth
I've
it.
paid taxes in San Francisco. So, yeah.
You
so
lived in San Francisco in the good years of San Francisco.
in the
Before-
worst years.
Yeah?
In
No.
the worst years.
No. The worst years was like 2 years ago. 9 years ago was maybe the
No.
beginning of the bad years.
No, it was horrible. It was...
The homeless people. Oh my
yeah,
God.
it was-
even 9 years ago. It was bad.
It was.
I thought
Was it 9? I don't even remember how long ago it was, but it was. Yeah, I think when I did my when I did comedy, I was just maybe visiting. I don't remember, but yes, I lived there at a time when it was. I would go downstairs from
Yeah.
my apartment, which was in a very decent neighborhood. I lived on Market Street, which is the main street there, and. Just the most insane rent I would pay, and then I was living a few blocks from the office, and on my way I would dodge like heroin needles.
Wow.
So I had to protect my Yeezys from heroin needles. My Kampf. And then there was poop on the street.
Yeah, human poop.
Yeah, and then they would like pick it up and rub it all over the handles everywhere. So I like developed a fear of touching surfaces in public spaces when
Holy moly.
so I don't sit on like public transport because of that. I have some PTSD from that. Because on Reddit, every few days you would hear like, oh, someone got hepatitis C because it got stuck with a needle on the metro or something. Yeah.
Oh my God. And that is...
But we were 10 years in the future. Like the tech I had access to, 10 years in the future.
You had AI before it was available.
So I had access to tech was 10 years in the future. I was living in the future, and that's the future.
You were living in the future.
That's the future.
Behind closed doors and the 17th century outside of your job.
Yeah,
it was just human shit, human sewers, open human sewers.
That's fine.
People with open wounds on the streets.
Open wounds, and then they were shooting up heroin, and that's culture.
What's
Amir? You have to accept people for their culture. You cannot like go to a country and say no to their culture. That's what I've learned as an immigrant, that I have to interface with the country's culture and acclimate.
Did you ever feel unsafe? Like, because I'm assuming heroin users, they're not that... are they unsafe? Are they dangerous?
No, I think I've taken every cat call as a compliment.
Oh, a cat calling is...
They called me their mother a few times.
Yeah?
Yeah, like in Spanish.
Mama?
Like
mama.
mommy, they would call me.
Mama.
That's
Mami.
cute.
I don't know.
That's so cute.
Yeah, but that's not the heroin addict. That's just a horny Latino boy.
Whatever.
I'm talking about the drug addicts, the people that live in the streets and shit on the streets.
Yeah, they were lovely, actually. Like I said, they brought some color to this bland whitescape, yes. So it's nice that there was like some culture to the city. City had culture.
I don't consider shitting on the floor and on the streets as culture.
I'm
personally.
Indian. We consider that culture. That's culture to us.
Yeah. I've wanted to go to India. I've always had interest in India.
Yeah.
But
what for?
Just I like history.
Yeah.
And I like old temples and I like UNESCO heritage sites.
We have lovely temples.
You have a lot of heritage sites. Like if you go, I think up north, there's a couple that are quite interesting. And in the south, there's a couple that are quite interesting.
We have 8,000 years of civilization.
One
So, of course, we have lots.
But the idea of possibly dying of
hepatitis.
dengue fever, whatever the fuck it's called, some sickness
I
from
think
the 12th
you
century.
can just take some shots and then you'll be fine. Lots of people go.
Yeah, just the water and also the harassment. I've heard there's a lot of harassment happening.
You're a white boy. You will be the king. Go there. You'll enjoy it. No one.
Yeah, I need to
They
make
will
a little
worship.
more money.
They will worship you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's usually what happens when I travel. I get worshipped
you'll be
everywhere.
fine.
I'm very beloved when I travel. Contrary to here, apparently, I'm an antisocial son of a bitch.
What do you think?
Yes.
Like, why do you think you're antisocial?
Oh, you brought it up. You said, Amir, you're antisocial, but we still love you. So I'm like,
No, you're just the most lovely man. Like I
I don't
said,
know.
you supported me when I was downtrodden.
You say that, and yet you say you're beloved by everybody. I'm like, this woman has no caliber. What is it?
It's if you.
You've been in a few rooms. I've heard. Yeah.
I mean, that's the nature of my style.
Of course, yeah. You
My
have to accept
style.
it.
If I'm not getting resistance, I'm not doing my job. That's how I choose to see it.
Yeah.
That it's all about me pushing the limits, and if I'm not pushing, every time you push a limit, you're gonna break some people.
Yeah.
And that's the point. That's the point of this job. If I'm not pushing limits, then I'm going to be replaced by AI in 3 years. If I'm just telling jokes, oh, Tinder, and oh my God, his dick was too big, whatever, I don't know, whatever the joke is. But if I'm not taking people somewhere new, then AI can do my job. So, whoever, you can go ahead, cultivate those spaces. And
you'll be replaced by AI.
And that's coming. And I see...
the woke movement is going to be replaced by AI, is what you're trying to say.
It's very easy because AI can write woke jokes.
Oh, yeah. Super clean, terrible jokes.
It can't write dark. It can't write edge. It can't write... There's no frontier.
Not yet. But here's the thing. There's AI porn, right?
Yeah.
So AI is capable of being uncensored. So even shock comedy will eventually be replaced with AI.
Yeah, but that's the difference, right? If I can be replaced by a machine, I will choose to be replaced by a machine.
You will choose.
I will choose it. Because then it means that I'm doing something that's not special. And then it's not going to give me the same satisfaction. So the satisfaction comes from exploring the frontier. And no matter where AI takes you, there's always going to be a frontier. Because even if it is artificial general intelligence, and if it knows what it is, and it is creative as well, it's gonna have its limits as an existential being. And those are the things we can share.
I don't think we know what are the limits yet. I think
We don't know. It will not know either.
There's so much
If it's
garbage
learning
comedy
from
now.
if it's learning from us, it's going to be in our image. And
Mm-hmm.
if we are the gods, if it's going to be in our image, then it's going to have the same problems as us.
Cocks.
It's gonna be obsessed with cocks.
What do you do for a living? I don't know what.
They don't sound like that anymore.
I know, but in my mind, hello. What do you? How long have you been together? Oh, first date. Oh, you should kiss. Kiss, kiss.
Yeah,
I'm imitating a particular bad comedian in mind.
oh yeah, there's someone who sounds like that.
No, who says things like this, but he's gonna be the first to be replaced with AI.
Yeah, that's it. So it's if you're creating something that can be created
Yeah.
by a computer program,
You think your style cannot be created by computer program?
I would love for it to be created.
100%.
I would love it. Please, let's see it.
What do you say you would love it?
I would love it. I would love the computer to be able to create I'm a fan of comedy. I want to consume comedy. I don't care where it comes from.
Really?
Yes, so I'm a fan of comedy. So if comedy is coming from an algorithm, it's coming from divine intervention, it's coming from a homeless person on the street, I have no discrimination. Comedy is comedy. It exists above. There's no human element to comedy if you think about it.
If you think about it
in
as
the
a consumer.
in the purest sense of it, yes. And I like to consume it. I consume first.
Yeah.
And then, yes, I'm a creator, but I think it's a weird battle to fight that, I'm going to stop you so that I can do this. Imagine if there was a new comedian who was writing like you, and you're like, no, you stop. So I can do this.
Oh, there's many comedians that when I see them on stage, like
You're
in our scene, I'm like, oh, this is
They're
me
ripping you off.
3 years ago.
They're ripping you off.
They're not ripping me off. I don't take it as ripping me off. I don't have ill feelings.
They're
I'm like,
inspired.
this is clearly you came to many of my shows, you were inspired by me, and now you're doing me.
But that's also I think a mark of a good artist that everybody starts sounding like them.
Yeah.
Lots of people sound like Shane Gillis. When Ye drops like albums, everybody starts sounding like him. So it's like that's like a validating point. But yes, I think we're talking about the reverse problem where a machine. I don't think if it's a machine I'm competing with, I should step away.
Here's the thing: as long as the beauty about comedy, right? It's that it's lived live. The best form of stand-up comedy is lived live. I don't laugh as much when I'm watching like a special, or when I'm listening. No, I laugh, but not as much as when I'm live. Like when you're watching it, and to be replaced live, it's kind of thing I think takes much more time. For to have a robot on stage telling a joke.
Yeah,
there's something funny
but are
about a
people
human.
consuming live comedy at that level?
Yes,
because
it's the most popular live art form in the world right now.
Yeah, they're filling stadiums.
Yeah.
And arenas, so that's good. That's good for us.
Forget stadiums and arenas. Look how many independent shows exist in every freaking metropolis. There's comedy shows now. It's thriving. There's more comedy shows than are live music shows.
Well,
it is thriving. I think people just enjoy seeing a human lament in a funny way.
Yeah.
Mein Kampf.
Yeah, that's the.
Yeah, so I don't think that will be replaced anytime soon. To have a humanoid robot. It would be funny if the humanoid robot complained about humanoid problems. Like if AI complained, like for me, if I was AI, I would write a joke about how everybody accuses me of wasting water. You'd be like, well, yeah, but you jacked off in the shower for 30 minutes. No one shitting on you for doing that. Like if I was AI, like it has to come from an AI complaint. As an AI, I'm complaining. Not like I am a human AI complaining.
You
know what I mean? I need AI. I need the suffering of AI to be talked about.
Yeah.
Eyes here.
I'm sorry. I'm distracted. You gave me the good view.
Do we have to switch spots?
No, we shouldn't.
You understand what I mean? Like this
we
is what
mustn't.
I need AI. AI is able to complain like a human, to talk to me about
Okay, here is a scenario. There is tech right now.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, you can go and buy,
Yeah.
which will immerse you,
Yeah.
like virtual reality.
Yeah.
You can buy it. It exists right now.
Yeah.
If it could be generated, it doesn't need to be a humanoid live experience in a room. It can be in your bedroom. It
Mhm.
can be in your house, and you can experience it live.
What am I experiencing?
You're experiencing a program, a
program.
video
A video.
of someone who's on stage.
Yes.
And the audience is either simulated or it's other people
Yeah.
or it's just an experience.
Mm.
That can disrupt live comedy shows.
They tried. There it is. I've
They can-
heard there's someone here who runs shows like this, but it apparently it's not that good.
Because that tech is not ready.
Mm.
But once the tech is ready,
Mhm.
once the tech is accessible, once it doesn't cost $11,000 to buy it,
Mm-hmm.
when it costs $1,000,
We could just go, and now I'm at a comedy club.
you are, and you're listening to jokes that were generated by a machine, and it sounds like a human thing,
Mm-hmm.
but is it? I don't know. So it's possible that
Yeah.
it will go away.
So what you're saying is that anybody who wants to live the human thing in the future, if I base the future on the movies that I saw growing up about the dystopian future, I will be the rat people living underground, where we're like we're doing like a rat barbecue, and then we're watching live humans making jokes,
I mean,
while the elite is living in their,
In the
on
clouds.
the 600th floor of a building, and they're plugged completely.
Yeah.
So I would be unplugged, living in the sewers with.
or you would also
O'Connor.
be plugged. It would be that cheap. It would be easy to plug you in as well.
Yeah, but I'm assuming again, if I base it on all the movies that I saw,
I mean, yeah, if you want
Judgment
to be like,
Day, The Matrix,
Yeah, if-
Judge Dredd, all these movies.
Matrix
there's-
is actually what we're actually talking about, right? This
Yeah.
like someone's plugged in and you're living a program.
But even in The Matrix, there were the outcasts who lived in the caves, or who
yeah,
decided like we don't want to be plugged.
yeah,
Yeah, I don't know. I think I would try to be plugged just to see how it feels.
yeah. You blue pill.
Yeah, I would
take the
just-
blue pill.
I would like to try it. I don't know if I want to choose it. I
Yeah.
think I would be like that guy who said, "I want to have everything. I want to be rich." You know that
Blue
guy
pill,
who-
blue pill. Yeah,
But
That's
the
a blue
guy who's
pill
like,
dude.
but he had conditions
yeah.
on why he got blue pill. Not just I'm blue pilled and I drive a bus for a living. I don't want to be like, no. If you're gonna blue pill me, give me a great life. I want the blue pill with Viagra.
That's a
and
that's a
fucking-
blue pill.
That's a great pill. You know what I mean? I want the best blue pill. I don't want average income. I don't want to be middle
That's
class
true.
blue pill.
That's true.
No, that
Yeah,
sucks.
I like that.
Give
I like
give me the top. Give me I'm a rock star, living
that.
life.
Whatever the situation is, the frontier
Yes.
will always exist. No matter the situation, there will be the edge of things, and
Yeah.
they will still exist.
Yes.
And we can continue to. My comedy style is like a love affair with the frontier. So I will always chase that. And that will always exist, no matter the situation, dystopia, utopia.
Have you always been like this?
What?
Like always pushing boundaries? Like before you became a comedian?
Yeah.
How were you as a
I have a
teenager?
research,
If I may ask, how old are you?
research background.
28,
I'm
25?
100 years old.
Okay. So when you were like a teenager, when you were rebelling,
Yeah.
were you also Cox, Mein Kampf, Hitler, the Jews? Like
I've
what
never
type of
said these words.
what type of human were you?
I think I've always had rebellion in me. And
Yeah.
I speak about this a lot, but my rebellion was like schooling. Education was my rebellion
Like,
because
you became good at school as a rebel?
yeah, so it was more like don't study too much, we won't be able to get you married. And then I was like, no, I'll do whatever the hell I want. So I'll
Ooh.
become an engineer. I want to.
Do you think that's reverse psychology by your parents?
No, it's not.
Like, we'll marry you to your ugly cousin, and you're like, coding
it's not.
Claude AI ChatGPT.
No, it's
You
not.
created ChatGPT not to fuck your cousin.
No, that's the
Hey, look at
Pakistanis.
this. Look
That's
at thi-
Pakistan.
Sorry,
that's
look at
not
this.
India.
Look at this beautiful bird. This is
Oh.
this is not AI.
You're a cat. You were distracted by like an actual bird.
When is the last time you were so close to a bird?
I don't know. When I was eating it at lunch.
Look at it. Look at this. when I see this, I'm like, man, I hope I don't live in a matrix. Because the fact that this affected me and like, oh, look at this beautiful. It's like when you smell a flower. You ever like walking down the street and the whole street smells of orchids, and then you grab it. Like, I hope this is not good. Code.
It's like that thing you were saying that you shocked by how many Indians there are. Like, I don't remember a time when there weren't. So if people don't remember a time when they could smell orchids, they're not going to miss it, you know. So people are going to adapt. It's going to be fine. We're going to be fine. I think
always, yeah, of course, human beings, the strength of human beings is adaptation. That's why we're the species that dominates this planet. I'll give you this. I'll give you that. I'm not saying it's not true. Of course we're going to adapt. But there's a reason why every generation seems to be more depressed than the generation before.
I mean, depression is a choice.
All right. By the way, just before the podcast, Saanya is like, listen, I would like to use this podcast to rehabilitate my image. It's like, I'm cool, I'm warm, I'm lovable.
I'm a sweetheart. I'm the sweetest.
The depression is a choice. Please develop. I'm not grabbing it. Saanya Nanda.
Mental illness is a myth.
Yeah. Listen, I'll give you ADHD in my opinion. I don't believe in it that much.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think depression, there's some people who are chronic. Like,
I mean, there's an existential crisis that is facing the whole world right now.
Yeah.
And what is my purpose?
Yeah.
I'm being replaced. That's very normal. That's common.
Yeah.
And I agree with it. But to call it a medical condition instead of like, you know, this is a philosophical problem. It's not like a medical problem. The solution people have for depression, quote unquote, is medicine.
Yes.
So they are trying to numb people into not thinking about the existential problem. So it's not solving the problem.
But the depression doesn't always come from an existential problem.
But
from the people I've seen who are depressed, it's not always this. There is this. There's a lot of this where it's like an existential problem. And you get numb by using whatever, medicine or whatever. Some people just have a chemical imbalance. The same way like you'll meet someone who has like a six finger.
I don't believe in this chemical imbalance thing.
Why? There's people who are born with two heads.
Yeah.
There's people who are born with a small penis.
Yeah.
There's people who are born with brown hair. Why wouldn't they not born with a chemical imbalance in their mind? It's totally, statistically speaking, if someone can be born with a second head popping,
here's a
a
question.
second head that can talk, of course they can have a...
Okay, Mr. Chemical Imbalance, here's a question.
Yeah.
When they do a test for depression, is there a blood test? Or do I need to talk to someone?
You are...
If there's a blood test, I will accept it.
But the blood, why would the blood...
It's a chemical imbalance.
Well,
it
chemicals
should show.
in the brain?
Give me a test. Give me a physical machine that can measure it.
Sure, listen.
And I will believe it.
But why do you need a test? If you're able to agree with me that yes, some people are born with an extra hand, some people are born with an extra chromosome.
Yeah, but I can see them. I can see that in their hand.
Exactly.
I can see that in their chin and the neck.
There's some people. I think I know someone who has a third un rein. How do you say a rein in English? Kidney.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't see it outside.
Yeah, but there's an ultrasound. You can see it on the ultrasound.
Okay. Well, you have to go inside.
Yeah, so
you
can
see
the if there's an
machine,
there's a machine.
For you to believe it, you have to like be able to calculate the amount of chemicals in the mind.
Yes.
For you to agree that
that
it's a true thing that chemical imbalance does exist in certain people.
Yes.
And that's why they're depressed.
Okay, maybe say
what
not
about
even,
CTE?
Not even.
No, but a lot of depression comes from CTE. You get punched in the head, you play a lot of sports, all this knocking, the brain, something happens to the brain, and then people end up having extreme depression that leads to suicide. Are you saying these people, we don't have the test to show that chemical imbalance in their minds?
I mean, so you want to stop people from committing suicide? That's a breach of freedom.
You're switching to another subject right now.
Yeah,
but what I'm trying to say is that even if there's no test, my logical brain...
You can choose to believe whatever you want.
Choose to believe. My logical brain says if there's so many weird types of humans, there's people who are midgets, there are people who are 7 feet tall, people with a 6 finger popping out of their mind. I saw a guy who had like 2 noses.
You saw it.
But you understand, like if humanity... If genes, the way we reproduce, we end up with these abnormalities.
What's the difference between someone like giving you the symptoms of depression?
Yes.
Whether they have it.
Yes.
like there's a person A, they
Yeah,
have it,
yeah.
and they're giving you the symptoms, and the person B is also describing the same symptoms, but they don't have it.
Mhm.
How can you catch a liar?
But here's the thing: is that I don't need. Okay, here's again where we're separating.
But what's the test for a liar?
Here's the
This
thing.
is proof by contradiction, right?
Or here's my. I don't need to spot a liar because
Why?
if he's suffering, he's suffering.
So you're choosing to believe them.
But he's suffering. You think he's
He's
lying?
saying with his mouth that he's suffering.
Yes.
But he may or may not be
So
suffering.
he would lie. So what would be the purpose of lying? Attention?
Sympathy?
Sympathy? Okay, well, he needs sympathy. What's
Yeah.
wrong with needing sympathy?
Then say that. Ask for sympathy. Don't
Some
make it a medical thing.
But some people require sympathy, whether they might
some
fake
people
it,
require
and some
churches,
people
and some
have-
people require like
But
things to
what's the
believe
issue?
in.
What's why are you arguing that for you depression is not a real thing?
None of the mental illness is real. It's all mythical.
So you think schizophrenia? People who hear voices in their minds.
They're making that shit up.
They're making that shit
I
up.
have no way to verify it.
Hmm.
Can we verify? There's no way to verify. It's mostly to get out of murdering people.
Mm.
Like, oh, a voice told me, or it's like an excuse to get out
So
of
when you
things.
see like a crazy homeless guy in the streets who's like, "Wah, wah, wah," you're like, oh, this
no,
guy. is-
but I'm in Montreal, so it's MK Ultra. So that I know where it came from.
Saanya, I think
That's from the
this podcast
60s.
is not gonna be the podcast where you're gonna come out looking like a kind, empathetic human. That's for sure. I disagree with you. I think maybe because I'm older and I've
And
seen a lot of.
You're okay with mental illness being real,
I think some people are truly mentally ill. Yeah.
and more power to them. I hope they solve their problems.
Me acknowledging the fact that they have mental illness.
I mean, sure, you can acknowledge it. Like some people think God is real,
Mm-hmm.
and they're allowed.
So
They're entitled.
What you need is a test. You need lab results.
I need to
As
see. I
long
need
as
to
you don't-
see. Look in the eyes of God
Yeah.
to see that God is real.
Okay. I'm talking about mental illness. So for you, the only thing stopping
Same.
you
It's the same.
is the fact that you're like, since
It's
there's
religion.
no a lab. Oh, you think it's a religion?
It's the religion.
Hmm.
It's the same thing. You believe in it, and then yes, you.
I believe in it by choosing to look at humanity. If listen, if no one
Yeah,
has
religion is also required for
ever,
humanity.
if
By the
no
way,
one has ever told me that someone could have two heads, like a
What?
human would exist and it would have two heads, two separate heads with two different personalities, I would say this is crazy, but it exists. So the way my thinking is that if evolution has led us that from time to time there's a slip up and something happens where someone is born with two heads or three legs,
and there are
and a
people who are born
micropenis,
with like.
and some people then for me then 100% there's possibility that someone would have an imbalance of chemicals in their mind. And now I don't know the tests and you don't know the tests
So
neither.
even if there's an imbalance,
How do you base your, other than like, nah, I refuse to believe it, other than total rejection just by, because I don't see, do you know if there's actual tests that test the chemical imbalance? Have you done your research to arrive to, or are you Tom Cruising it like Scientology, depression doesn't exist, psychologists are all
So
chiropractors?
there is actually so the basis. I've looked into this because I have a fascination,
Mm-hmm.
and the way this profession came to be was from the rejects of society.
Mm-hmm.
They were in asylums. There were
Yeah.
people who were removed from
Yeah.
society.
Yeah.
They couldn't fit, and there were people who were tasked with taking care of these people.
Mm-hmm.
And those are the people who became the first psychiatrists.
Mm-hmm.
And this profession, well, most professions have troubled origins,
Mhm.
but this more troubling than others
Mm.
because their readings and their studies have been on people who were not accepted in society.
Mhm.
Now, they were not accepted for whatever reason. Maybe it's the bell curve. You could be at the bottom of it or the top
Yeah.
of it. Both of the people ended up in the same place.
Mhm.
And that's the origin of this
Okay.
profession.
Okay.
And then they kind of started targeting people who they wanted to remove from society.
That's true.
And if you want to remove someone from society, you can have them declare,
Mm-hmm.
and you can pull them in. And lots of groups have been targeted. Women have been targeted with hysteria.
That makes sense.
And and we still actually carry that all the way to now, because the women are crazy is like it's like a trope, and it's We carry that, and that's, you know what it was for, right? For wanting to fuck.
Oh, okay.
So because the guys couldn't get their dicks up, they were like, "Oh, you're hysterical."
Because you don't want to fuck me, kind of thing. Okay.
And then the husbands didn't want to fuck. They were like, "Oh, she's asking for sex," or they didn't have like, they couldn't fuck, so they would send them to the asylum, and then the guys would get together and they would watch the women masturbate. I know, simpler times.
Yeah,
Not anymore.
Now we do it on OnlyFans. It's,
Not anymore.
Now we monetized.
Now thank God it's monetized. Thank God we monetized. Finally, ladies.
Okay, I'll give you this question. Do you believe that some people are stupid?
Yeah, there's like intelligence. There's a
Like,
bell
you're
curve.
a smart woman.
But there's intelligence is
For a
like on
woman.
a bell curve.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But don't you think that also grasp of reality, which mental illness for me is a lack of a grasp of reality. Do you think if there's a bell curve of
Art also
intelligence-
comes from like the same place.
Of course. Well, yeah. I'm not denying that, but I'm saying since we agreed that some people are stupid, and there's you can do an IQ test, sure, whatever. But mental illness, what is mental illness? Is a lack of grasp of reality.
Mental
if
illness
you agree
is
with me that intelligence is on a curve, wouldn't you also agree with me that the grasp of reality is also on a curve?
so now we're back in the matrix. But I'm just
Why?
I
What
think
do you mean?
because like what is real, right? Like that's the question.
The
word, and I agree with you. It's a philosophical problem. The problem we are facing as a species,
yeah.
it is a philosophical issue. We're not aligned on what's real and what's not real.
Living in this community that we
Exactly.
created.
So
this world that we live in.
and now we're coming at the crux of it. If you don't fit in society,
Yes.
then you are an outcast, and then you are mentally ill.
Depends.
It's about fitting. So
Listen,
you can women didn't fit at some point, and then the gay people didn't fit.
Yeah.
And they were chemically castrated, and lots of them died. And you can pick whichever, and then whichever group needs to be targeted, they're going to put them in, and they're going to take them. And it happened to Ye. They heavily medicated him, and they tried to remove him, but he got ahead of it, and he shared all the messages.
Okay.
Clip that. Clip that. Go ahead.
Listen, I want to make sure that you understand me. I'm not saying that some people that are not faking it for sympathy and attention, 100%. What I'm saying is that you and I right now, we're looking this and we see a bench and a table. People sitting, and this is a bench where people sit. This is a bench and a table. Some people look at this and see a bag of snakes that wants to eat them. These people do not have a grasp of
Or they're
reality.
telling you that's what they see, because they're reporting
well, if
that.
they're living it.
They're reporting it.
I'm not saying that.
You are
like,
trusting
some
what's coming up.
people-
Okay.
Some
here's
people.
here's the contradiction.
Yes.
This is a crazy person.
Yes.
How can you trust what's coming out of their mouth?
Okay.
So you see it's contradicting itself. If this is a crazy person, and then you cannot trust anything coming out of their mouth. So if they say it's a bag of snakes, you can't trust that.
Okay.
So you see, it's like a circular reasoning
Yeah.
that you can't. You can are they
But
crazy
the
or they're
fact
not
that
crazy?
people lie does not negate the fact that some people actually believe that.
Yeah, but then what's it exactly? We're back to the thing.
Like the
What's the
people
test?
who-
What's the test
the-
between like two people report the exact same
Yeah.
symptoms? One is lying, one isn't.
Yeah.
What's the test?
Okay, but what I'm
That's
trying
it.
to say, sure, I don't know. I do
If
not know.
there's 3 kidneys, I can cut them open. I can check.
I
if
guess
there
I
is-
do not
if
know,
there's
so I
6
cannot argue
yeah.
on that point.
No,
I
but
do not know.
that-
You can't get me with that point because I do not know. But what I'm trying to say, that still does not negate that some people genuinely. Do you understand my argument?
I mean,
about
I don't know. I, mean,
if-
I can't speak for others. I'm
Yeah.
just speaking for my experience. So my experience is, if there's 2 people,
Okay.
and one is lying and one is not,
Yeah.
and they both report the exact same thing,
Yeah. So they're both lying.
I can't test. There's no test.
Does that negate
That's
the
the
guy
problem.
who could be not lying?
Yeah, that's the problem.
So if one person is saying the truth and one person is lying, in your mind, I should consider them both lying.
I can't tell the difference. If I can
And
tell
thus-
the difference,
and thus,
it's invalid. If I
so
can't,
they're both lying.
if I can't discern the,
If I can discern, they're both lying.
yeah,
Hmm.
I would agree with that. If I can't discern when it's not a lie and when it's a lie,
They're both lying.
then I err on the side of lies. Like, you can err on the side of belief as well. I mean, lots of people believe in God, and you can err on that side. And I support everybody's beliefs, but it's a belief. It's not medicine.
Yet.
Sure.
So you're telling
Yet
me if
now
tomorrow a test comes that's able to detect
the
but, okay,
lies.
so how do you feel then? Then some people, once they start taking certain medications, they actually improve. How would you, if they're lying, how would you, like, what's your argument against the medication that actually affects people positively?
By positive effect, you mean they
don't
start
see
fitting in society.
They don't see a bag of snakes, they see a bench on a table.
They start fitting in society.
They don't. No, no. Let's go back to the bag of snakes on the table.
Okay.
They don't see. They don't see this bench. They see. Sorry, they don't see a bag of snakes. They see a bench. So how would
Okay.
you say that these people, like, if it's not true, if they're lying?
I don't
How-
know.
how
This
do
is
you-
like a made up situation.
Okay.
right?
Well, like, whatever argument, whatever situation you want to use, if medication is actually helping these people
fit in
fit
society.
in a certain society
And-
thrive.
Okay, I'll give you a counter example. Exactly, I'll use religion. So you're an outcast, you're a loser, nobody likes you. All of a sudden, you start going to church, and now you have a job because someone at church saw you, and they're like a community, so they've let you in, and now your life's better,
Yeah.
and you're living great,
Yeah.
and now you have a child, you have a wife.
Yeah.
But before you couldn't fit because you didn't believe.
Mm-hmm.
So church, religion also fix your life like
Okay.
that. It'll give you community.
But church.
But it is still
that goes back to the philosophy thing.
exactly.
But a medicine is an actual pill
Yeah.
that you input and it affects your brain. So if they're lying, why is it affecting their brain and taking
because they're
it to-
believing. They believe now.
So you think it's all
it's
all
a
placebo.
belief. It's belief.
So you think that okay? Well, how would you explain that certain pills don't work on people? Is it because they didn't believe it enough?
Yeah, they're like. I think
So-
it's all belief. But there's also so once you put chemicals into it,
Yeah.
there's drugs. Now
Yeah.
all bets are off. Now we are like in some weird. Now we are MK Ultra. If you put chemicals into it,
Yeah.
then we're MK Ultra.
Well, drugs are like medicine. is
Exactly,
drugs.
and now it's MK Ultra. Now I don't know. Now we don't know what the
What do you mean?
initial
Well,
brain
it's not
chemistry was.
these chemicals.
So you can start dropping acid. It's going
Yes.
to change your brain chemistry.
It does.
Yes, but then that doesn't mean you were sick to begin with. It just means you're different now.
Okay, but I'm talking about the people who you said that they are possibly lying, and yet when they took the medicine, their life improved. They're able to live. Again, their grasp of reality has improved. They don't see crazy. They don't hear voices telling them
They're
to hurt
reporting
themselves.
this. This is reports.
Yes, but they took the medicine.
And
Right.
they're reporting they took the medicine, and
Yeah.
they're reporting
So
that
you're
now they're
saying that
fine.
they're lying about
I
taking
don't
the
know.
medicine?
I cannot tell the difference. That's my problem.
Sanya, don't contradict. Please don't contradict me just for the sake of contradicting me. I'm actually. This is
You
an actual
tell me
argument.
what's the difference.
Yeah.
If you can find like the difference between someone who like lied about taking their meds
Yes.
and getting better versus someone who
Well,
didn't lie.
Okay, let's go back to people who made these meds. People make these meds. There's an FDA. It has to be tested on humans before it gets released, right? There's tests. There's a whole.
Shit.
So now you're telling me.
Now
that
we're going to
even
Israel,
all the-
baby.
So all these.
Sorry, I'm kidding.
Listen, you cannot.
Okay,
Maybe
that's
you
fair.
can say there's a human that he lied. He said that he was hearing voices. Then they gave him medicine. Then he lied about taking the medicine, and he just stopped.
Yeah,
looking- I'll give you
we're
this.
back
Okay,
to
there's-
MK Ultra. Like
Okay,
now
well, let's go
we're like
back.
doing human trials on people
So
with
let's
like
go back to the people who are actually, let's say someone who hears voices, and then the doctor says you suffer from XYZ, take this medicine, it will help you. And then they take that medicine, and now these voices have calmed down. He doesn't hear their voices and able to thrive. These have been they're followed by doctors, and you can test how much medicine they took. That you can test in the blood that medicine went in their
Yes.
blood, and life get better. If they were lying, how could this medicine help them? Answer that question.
Okay, so you give a woman.
Yes.
Say it's a woman
Let's say
who
it's a
is
woman.
reported for hysteria.
Yes.
And she was put in a thing, and
Yes.
she's forced to masturbate in front of like 50 people.
Yes.
And then you tell her, you take this pill.
Yeah.
It's gonna cure you.
Yeah.
And you're gonna stop feeling the need for sex from this pill.
Yeah.
They're gonna suggest this. So she's gonna start taking that pill, and she's gonna start reporting that I don't want to fuck anymore
Mm-hmm.
to get out of the asylum, so that she's not subject to being masturbating in front
But
of like 50 people.
If I may judge your, because we're having a debate right now.
Yeah.
You took my example, and instead of answering that, you gave me an example,
Yeah.
a counter example.
Yeah.
But you didn't.
I'm just giving you. I'm
You
giving
didn't
you one.
respond to my example.
I'm giving you one example where
We're having a
where
philosophical debate.
the conditions are so bad
Yes.
in the clinics
Yes.
for in asylums for
But
these
now
people.
we're talking about someone who voluntarily went and told the doctor. No, let's go back to my example. Do not.
I'll tell you. I'll tell you
contradict
something.
me with my.
I'll give you my biggest problem with this profession.
Yes.
It's freedom. They're anti-freedom, and that's my biggest problem with this profession. All the people who are in asylums
Yes.
or these quote-unquote clinics,
Yes.
they are subject to all sorts of medicine. Yes, you're right. All sorts of drugs.
Yes.
Electroshock therapy.
Yeah.
Lobotomies were normal
It was
for
a
a
terrible time,
while, and people were given Nobel prizes for it
Mhm.
because so you don't feel like blue whatever. So we'll just take your frontal lobe. This is all brainchild of this
Yeah.
profession.
And back then it was viewed as a great science, and now we look at it with horror.
And think about what we are viewing as a great science right
Yeah.
now, and
Mhm.
how the fundamental level, this profession is flawed.
Mhm.
Its origins are flawed.
May I ask a personal question?
Go ahead.
You have a very particular brain.
Yes.
Okay. You're
And
smart.
my freedom might be
You-
taken
You like
at
it.
some point.
Do you feel that your rebellion against brain study, like psychology and all that? Oh no, mental illness does not exist. Is it because
It's a myth.
you fear that you might have it and someone might take
No, I
your
don't.
freedom?
No, I don't. I do think that it's possible that people might take my freedom based on this framework, like it has happened to so many artists.
Mhm.
It happens. It's actually a problem for our profession
Mm.
that people think that this is real.
Mhm.
It happened to Ye. It's happened to Britney Spears. It happened to everybody.
Yeah.
So it's not that, but I know that it's not correct. I know that for a fact that it's a myth,
Mhm.
and I know that what replaces it as well, like what it's standing in for. I'm not saying that you cannot feel blue. I'm not saying that you cannot feel nervous,
Mhm.
and I'm not saying that all of those emotions are wrong. They're
Mhm.
real.
Mhm.
Your emotions are real, but they're not a medical condition. They are things you can solve without this profession.
The thing that I think we disagree with is that I agree with what everything you just said.
Yeah.
The thing that I'm like, what we disagree with is that, in my opinion, some people have a true chemical imbalance, and we are lucky enough that we live in a time where we don't need to go carve a brain out, where you can take certain medicine that help you chemically balance your brain out.
Okay.
This is, I think, where we disagree. You're
yeah,
saying
lots of people take drugs. Like that's normal,
you
and
understand,
that's normal for them.
scientifically studied and tested drugs that actually help some people. This, I think, where we disagree on this page.
Marijuana can be medicinal.
Marijuana, as a fan of marijuana, I can tell you, yes, it's I didn't say it helped me, but it opened a new door in my mind of a new way of thinking. Same thing with mushrooms.
And that's fine.
Yeah.
But like I said, that's a stand-in for like spiritually being void. So if you're not able to like solve your philosophical problems,
Yes.
then you will turn to substances.
Some people do that. I agree with you.
And no, everybody does that. Everybody
everybody
who's
does it,
everybody there's we all want euphoria. We want a sense of feeling pleasure. And that's what we're all chasing. We're hedonists at the base of it. And
It's a philosophy, yeah.
sure. And then, yes, if a drug helps you get there, that's great. But if you are internally, you're looking within and not searching outside, you can still reach that state.
Mhm.
You just don't
Well,
need.
Saanya, let's go back to the idea that the ability, again, we go back to a grasp of reality.
Yeah.
You can take another parameter, the ability to go within. If you do not possess, and if you go within, there's multiple voices that tell you that there's cockroaches crawling
But
on your arms.
you are fine. You exist.
Mhm.
You're fine. It's just all the garbage that's been put on you. That's the thing that you have to get rid of.
I think, let's say, I'm going to invent a number for, let's say, 95% of population. I agree. But there's a certain, the same way some people are born with extra fingers, there's a percentage of humanity that is, their brain just chemically is imbalanced.
What about the idea that people are saying that, oh no, therapy is like food, that we should all be in therapy?
I think...
That's not the 5%
therapy?
thing that you're
No.
talking about.
No, for me, here's my thing with therapy, is that before the invention of therapy, people sat with their friends and discussed. You know what I mean? People. It was never taboo to like. I've had problems in my life. I never
Yes.
went to a therapist once. Why? Because I'm blessed with friends, close friends, with whom I can be completely myself.
Yes.
I think I am blessed to have that, to have developed that, to work. I have friends, maybe they're listening, who I've been friends with for 20, 30 years or whatever. And I'm able to share, and they're smart friends, and they're better at me at some things, and I'm better at them some things.
That's
So
great to have a
if you
support
have-
system.
If you don't have that, then you hire a professional who's trained to guide you to find a solution. What are you going to do? If you cannot, you understand?
Yeah, go to church. If
we're-
you don't have community, go to church.
Church is
It's
one
the
of them.
same thing.
Church is one of them.
It's the same
Yeah.
thing. So you go to church,
Yeah.
you start believing in God, you'll find community, you'll find
Yeah.
a job, you'll find
Yeah.
a wife. And then all of a sudden, every city you go to, you have like inbuilt friends.
Yeah, some people it's jujitsu. They say like for us it's comedy.
Yeah, that's it.
You know what I mean?
With comedy, yeah, if I go to a new city,
Yes, you
I like plug into the system immediately.
you go to an open mic. You've been there. You talk to these. You know how these people communicate. This is your system. Yeah.
Yes.
Some people, as I said, if you're not blessed to have a circle or people.
Yeah, and
then
that's
you
it.
get-
I have comedy, so I cannot relate to the people who are like so sad. I can't relate to them.
Really?
Because I found the thing that makes
You-
me
you-
happy.
Yeah, but listen.
And
I've-
I'm so sorry. I feel bad for people who have not found it.
Yeah.
And I hope they find it.
Yeah.
But
just so
it's
you
not
know,
in the drugs.
It's again. It depends. It depends on your brain. Here's the thing about drugs. I don't think they hurt you that much. Because I've heard people who tried it and then they got off of it and it's fine. And you know, sometimes your life gets better and then you don't need it anymore. It's like, listen, like to lose weight, I did Ozempic for like a couple of months.
Nice.
I don't need it. I lost 10 pounds. I could have done it by myself completely. But it was like, but
Wasn't
now,
it nice to have help?
yeah. But it's a drug. You're- anyways, what I'm trying to say is that
CTE.
see, yeah. How do you explain that? Anyways, you
Yeah.
never got. It's you're very stuck in your beliefs.
Yes.
And I hope for you.
How does it feel to look in a mirror?
No, with all due respect, I consider myself very smart. I'm able to contradict myself and argue with myself. This is my
Yeah.
strength.
Yeah.
I think highly of myself.
I think there is a system that substitutes the whole mental illness stuff, and that system is game theory.
Is what?
It's game theory. So it's all games. We are incentivized in a certain way as human beings. Right now, it's actually badly incentivized to say this, that mental illness is a myth. I'm badly incentivized
Well, it's
to
a
say.
shocking thing to say because I
Yeah.
don't think you even agree with that sentence.
Oh no! Trust me when I say, because if you couldn't tell, right? Like if I were lying or not.
Yeah.
Can you tell? If you can take the guy with the snakes on his word, you can take me on my word. So, yeah. So I'm just saying that you are incentivized to behave a certain way to fit in society.
Yeah.
And the profession I've chosen and my style that I've chosen for
Yeah.
comedy
Yeah.
is to not fit.
Okay.
So for me to say something like this is like commonplace. It's normal.
I truly believe it's a fear that someone will take your freedom. I think
They
this
can
comes
do
from
that
the
now.
fact, like,
they can do it right now. They don't need my.
no, because you're not hurting yourself and you're not
but
hurting anybody.
But they're not. They don't need my approval to do it.
In 2026, they do.
They don't need it.
This is not. You're
You-
not
you
the,
can-
the,
you
the
can
sister
declare-
of JFK. Who
But
they
you can
lobotomized
declare
'cause she wanted
someone-
to wear a skirt or whatever.
You can declare someone a threat to themselves or others,
Yeah.
and you can get them committed. You don't need their.
That is a terrible way to live your
But-
life. You cannot think this way.
But you are the one who brought it up. I'm just saying that me saying this one way or the other, taking a stance one way or the other, is not going to change that threat on my freedom. And we are all living under that threat. It's not just me. You are living under it too. So it's
No.
normal.
No, because I have a good grasp. Again, I'm not on the scale of intelligence. I possess enough intelligence that I can argue this in front of a court. That no, I'm not that crazy.
But if they've already declared you unfit to argue for yourself, then
Then I'll hire a good
all
Jewish
your
lawyer.
argument, and that's it. And that's I agree.
You know what I mean?
I agree. We agree. We have
Yeah.
agreement.
We have an agreement on that, but I still disagree on the point that like all mental illness is fake. I think that is a shocking thing to say,
Myth.
and
A
it's a
myth.
I don't think it's a myth. No, because there's some people who are truly hear voices in their minds. I don't think they're faking it.
And they told you, and that's your take. That's how you know. They told you.
Again, listen, hopefully
We all hear
the
voices.
only way to contradict you is to actually show you a test that actually can detect the brain waves or whatever, and that can like, oh,
Even
here's the
brain waves will not give
whatever
me.
this.
Even if you.
And you never told me how do you feel about people who get CTE and their brain gets fucked and then they kill themselves.
That's an actual thing I can cut into their brain and see.
Mm-hmm.
That's different. That's not
So
mental
we
illness.
we need for them to die so we can cut their brain and
They
see
they
what's
have
inside.
cauliflower brain, so you can go, you can go check inside their brain. All
Okay.
brains are cauliflower
So
brains.
what you're telling me is that what if someone is already born with these things?
Then there may be the next Picasso. Picasso cut his ear off.
No, that was Van Gogh.
Yeah, that's it. That guy.
Yeah, he suffered.
Yeah,
terrible
Picasso
mental illness.
made like the people with the
Yeah.
cubism. Yeah.
Cubism. Yeah.
Yeah.
Picasso. Yeah, he was.
Yeah,
not, he
Van
was a
Gogh.
great businessman.
Van Gogh
actually.
cut his ear off. So
Yeah.
if he were born now, he would be in an asylum. He was probably in an asylum back then, was he?
Yeah, I think. Well, listen. Once
He died
So
poor.
what you're saying is that if someone cuts their ear off, they should be like, no, it is his right. It is
Yes.
it's a myth. He's not really
If
ill.
someone wants to, and the Canadian government agrees with me, if someone is like, actually, if you're depressed, you want to kill yourself,
No. Let's go back to the guy. Like, if
you're
he cuts
allowed.
himself,
You're allowed.
So he should be like, no, let him be.
You're like right now, you're
Personal
allowed.
freedom. He's allowed to cut himself.
Yeah,
cut his ear.
Yeah, how do you feel about that? How do you feel about them letting depressed people kill themselves?
I think it's very sad. I think it's a bit lazy.
So that's it.
I'm not against suicide. I think people should do whatever the fuck they want.
Yeah.
But I think they said like 1 out of 5 person, like a 20% or 10%. Don't quote me on the numbers. They go through that suicide, like medical assisted.
Yeah, euthanasia.
It's a bit.
Grim.
It's a bit grim.
But it's also like
And
would you
yeah.
allow it? Okay, so it's okay if you're like physically you're like in a really bad position
Yeah.
and you can't like use
Yeah.
you can't use the bathroom and you can't bathe yourself, you can't
Yeah.
function. You're
Should
like
be your
I
choice,
want to
yeah.
I want to live with like dignity.
Yeah,
And then you do it, that's fine. But oh my god, someone was mean to me on the subway
Yeah.
and now I'm sad.
But
And
it's so funny that you argue for freedom, but not in that case. If that guy.
I do, I agree.
Yeah,
I agree.
It should be his choice.
Yeah, that's fine. But don't come under the guise of, religion.
What do you mean?
Don't come to the conclusion under the guise of mental illness because that's not real.
So
be
it's not mental
own
illness
up,
if someone.
own up to your laziness, like you said. You said it's lazy.
Oh,
Yes,
no, the
I agree.
System. I think
No.
the system is lazy. I don't think that person is lazy. No, to kill yourself, you have to be so not lazy.
You have to be. This is the laziest thing you can do.
No, first
Come
you have
on.
to get a good gun.
No, you don't. You need to go to a doctor
Listen,
and you just tell them.
I've been depressed, but like just stand up, go to the kitchen, get a knife, and then that's too much time.
With a doctor, you can go to a
Yeah, but you
doctor,
have to go to
Amir.
the doctor, and then listen. I went to the doctor. It took me like 3 months to get a scheduling appointment. You know what I mean? Like it
You
takes
change your mind
time.
in 3 months.
It's maybe, I don't know, but it's just you have to. So many steps to go
kill
through there.
yourself?
I think the system is lazy. Yeah. Like if you're gonna kill yourself, do it old school.
Yeah,
Jump from
Go on a stage
It's very sad. It's
and
very
tell
sad.
my jokes. Do it old school.
Here's again. If I were to psychoanalyze you,
Yeah, let's do it.
I think you realize you have an interesting mix of intelligence and wild ideas, which I concur with. I live also with these thoughts, and you're smart enough to realize that these are just thoughts. They don't really like. They're just allow me to have my thoughts. I live. Freedom of speech allows you to have these crazy thoughts, and you've seen some of some artists that you respect a lot getting burnt at the stakes for their thoughts,
Yes.
and you're kind of worried that will take. And again, as a woman who escaped India, who her parents want her to marry someone, so
My God.
you rebelled.
My life
You
was
rebelled
so
using-
hard.
You rebelled through it with your brain.
Never got up to get a glass of water in my whole life. And now I'm fucking cleaning my apartment. My life was very
Exactly.
hard in India.
So you rebelled against a system.
Rebelled against
And
all
you're
the luxury.
terrified that someone will take that away from you. You built your freedom. No one can. You
I
make good
agree.
money.
And I think freedom is one of my core values.
Yeah.
And I think it's also the core value of my work on stage.
You work on stage, yeah.
I think it's
Yeah.
the big thing that I'm trying to preach is
Here's where I'll push you on that. Yes, on stage you're allowed to say whatever you want, But also you have to take into account that, A, this is not your stage. This is not your show most of the time, unless it's your show. This is not your bar. This is not your venue. This is not your building. So you have to take into account you're not working. When you're on stage, there's 7-8 different people who allow this to happen. So yes, freedom. I'm 1,000,000% freedom of speech.
I'm not talking about freedom of speech.
You know
I'm
what I
talking
mean?
about freedom of thought.
Or
There's a difference. Freedom of speech is like just like a law.
Yeah.
But I'm talking about the freedom to laugh at things.
Mm-hmm.
And if someone's like experiences me
Yeah.
on stage,
Yeah.
they do laugh at things they did not think they could laugh at.
Mhm.
And that is permission. So
Yes.
it's permission based. So I'm trying to give them permission. I think life is like a celebration. So I'm celebrating every time I'm on stage. That's a core value for me. I'm not about freedom of speech. Yes, and then there is a venue and there's 5 different people. Someone's behind the bar, someone's
You have to
producing,
take
someone's
into account that they might not want, because it's a business, right?
And
Every single
that's-
place you go to is a business.
That's a great
and
point.
the business's goal is to make money.
And then it's about risk appetite. Then it becomes about risk appetite.
Exactly.
And I think risk appetite is tied to status. Status.
Mm.
So higher the risk appetite, the higher the status of a
Yeah.
place. So a room like Comedy Store or Comedy Cellar
Yeah.
can support anything.
Yeah.
They can support any new idea.
It's their place, yeah.
In any new idea. They can support any new idea coming out of like the worst brains that we know
course,
of, right?
Course, yeah.
And they can support someone who got burned for this or that.
Of course.
They can support
course.
your favorite guy, my favorite guy. They can support
Peace
everybody.
be upon him, yeah.
Yes. And that's because they're high status.
Yeah.
Because they've been around for a very long time. They've seen it all.
It's not just high status, it's also they run. There's nobody who could tell them, hey, you can't do that. Because they're one entity. They hired they hired you to go on stage and talk about raping aborted babies. You know what I mean? They don't have to get the approval of the bar. It's their show in their bar in their building. Period.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
there's always going
You
to
know
be
what I would
that.
be curious
There's
to
always
see?
going to be that.
Yeah.
There's always going to be like my newspaper or my this or my that. There's always going to be people around it.
Yeah.
And either they're going to be able to support the risk
Yeah.
or not be able to support the risk.
Yeah.
And people who can support the risk will get rewarded.
Yeah.
And people who can't support the risk will get replaced by AI. And that's it. That's the future.
I think AI will replace all of it. I don't think AI will
mean-
set boundaries like, oh, this subject I cannot
But
touch.
there's still going to be a frontier, right? That's what I'm saying. No matter what the situation is, there's always going to be an edge of reality.
I don't think you're at that edge at all. I don't think there's not a single human being. I think what AI will be able to produce in the future is, not in the near future, is not even whatever your darkest thought is like, of course I can create right now. Right now, the AI we have access to
I'm
has
not the
certain
darkest
limitations.
comic right now.
I'm not saying that, I just thoughts. Whatever thoughts you can think of, the whatever AI we have access to now, yes, will tell you, no, I cannot produce this. But I think there must be AI that exists that can imagine or create anything. There's AI being used right now to choose which child to kill in war. It was taking decisions how to, go into a building and explode a certain person. So there's no doubt in my mind that your thought about like, oh, I have to be at the edge because if not, AI will replace me. I don't think. That's not true. I wanted to.
I'm
say
talking about the frontier.
Yeah, but
there's always going to be an edge to
Yeah.
what we know.
Yeah.
There's always going to be an edge of knowledge,
Yeah.
no matter what the situation is.
Yeah.
That's why research exists,
Yeah.
because there's an edge. And no matter how far you expand, there's always going to be a frontier. So I'm not able to get your point of like, no, you're not. I don't understand.
What I'm saying is that the access we have right now to the AI, if this is the frontier, the real frontier is maybe fivefold. Whatever the
Whatever
FBI
it is,
and the
it
CIA
could be-
has
it could
access
be
to.
as
It's not-
wide-
It's not Grok and ChatGPT.
It could be as wide as you think, but there's always
Yeah.
going to be a boundary of knowledge.
Yeah.
And we can always play there. There's always going to be that, no matter what the situation.
I think shock comedy. Here's the thing about shock comedy, because we do shock comedy. Shock comedy.
I don't consider myself a shock comic,
No?
but sure.
Well, what about the no? Listen,
I'm
we have
not.
the Saanya Nanda and it's shock. It's a shock joke. The whole laughter comes from. I can't believe she said that.
No, it's not.
No?
No, I don't think so.
No? Please tell me, how would
How
you...
much time do we have? It's 8, by the way.
It's 8? Okay, let's say 10 more minutes and then we can stop.
I don't think I'm a shock comic. I think, like I said, my core value is like, I think I've been thinking about this a lot because I want to distill my style. So it's horror. Horror, I don't see anybody else doing horror. Maybe a couple of people I've seen they do horror.
Mm-hmm.
But horror is like the general style.
Mm-hmm. But in horror, there's elements of horror. Suspense.
Yeah, there's that. There's anticipation, and
shock.
But like
The torn head with the blood spouting. Shock.
But that's a symptom of it. That's not the core value.
In a horror,
I guess like when you say shock comedy, it's shocking, but it's not just shock. That's the distinction I want to.
Would you prefer for me to use shocking?
Sure, if you get shocked, people get shocked. So what's the line between surprise and shock? That's a question.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And all comedy is based on surprise.
Well, it's the naughtiness.
This the size of the surprise. It's a big surprise. That's a shock.
Yeah.
So I surprise a lot. I agree.
So it's shock. So yeah.
So if it's a big surprise.
What I'm trying to say is that the problem with shock, because as a fan, again, we have the same heroes, and our heroes also play around with shock comedy as well. The problem with shock comedy is that bad shock comedy is very easily created.
But then it's not funny because it's...
Yes, I agree.
But if it's a bad joke and it's very easily created, then it's not surprising. Then it's not shocking.
No, it's shocking.
Then it's not shock comedy.
Because it's your...
shock is a big surprise. It doesn't surprise if people can see it coming. You have the first one. If people can clock you in the first...
That's a quality joke.
Yeah.
But sometimes also it's fun to... I think you understand what I mean.
Yeah, I did the N-word joke. That's just for fun. That has no structure, nothing. There's no reason for that joke. I'm just saying that, yes, if it's harder to create what we are creating because the easy part of it expires so quickly on stage, and then you cannot do 55 minutes of that.
Just so you know, that also applies to clean comedy. I find terrible clean comedy is so easy to write, but good clean comedy is so... Like
the surprise is hard.
Look at Louis. Louis can write fantastic clean jokes.
Yeah.
Amazing clean
But he's
jokes.
a great writer.
Philosophical, intelligent jokes, but also babies with big dicks. You know what I mean?
He doesn't want to. It's what he's chosen, right?
You know what I would love to... You come from a position of I want to say whatever I want. I would love to see if you didn't have a day job where you had to depend on comedy for your living. You know what I mean? Like, I am kind of there now. I'm like maybe 2080.
So
you know
this is fear. I'm hearing fear in your voice.
No. I would like to see the evolution.
Yeah,
it's not fear. It's the evolution.
But
I'm curious. Your love is comedy, right? And freedom.
You cannot let any worldly possession.
Yes, of course.
And
talking about survival.
You cannot let anything stand between you and your expression. That's not me. That's Ye. And you cannot let that stand between you and what you want to express.
Yes, but listen, what I'm trying to say. But like, let's say you decide, okay, tomorrow I quit my day job. I'm gonna live 100% off comedy, 1,000,000%.
And if that affects your work, then you should keep your day job.
I think what will happen is that also, like, okay, now I'm going to headline. I'm going to do an hour of jokes. Am I only going to talk about shock and cock and...
That's what I do.
I think you
and I have their attention the whole time.
Saanya, I think you're going to become more human. I think this whole aspect of your personality...
I am human. This is human.
Of course, but I'm talking about, like, it's not... in your brain right now is not just murder and shock and the N-word. It's your full human with like I
all the jokes have all of that too.
I wrote about my serial this morning, so I'm like I would be curious to experience like the whole humanity.
There is a whole humanity if you can look beyond the words.
Of course, yeah.
The jokes are coming from there's a core.
Yeah.
And the core of the work is like yes, there's the aspect of freedom.
Yes.
But the big core of the work is appetite. And that's it. I'm a fat bitch at my core. I just want to consume. I'm a consumer, and that's the core of my comedy, and that's why people enjoy it because they're like, oh, she's so happy that she's eating cocks, and that's what they like.
Yeah.
So that's a human thing to have like the urges for consumption.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree with you. I remember I got high once, and I realized that like I consume and I write about it.
That's
My
it.
life is consumption and write about it. What I'm trying to say is that if I would love to see the evolution, like your third hour. You
My
know what I mean?
third hour, yes, it's coming,
now you're
upcoming.
You're 3 years in.
It's coming. I've done it 3 times right now on stage, and we're talking about the third one. You
No,
know
I'm
what,
talking about
Amr?
your
I
third-
have a plan for the
Your-
third
your
one as
third
well.
Special. I'm not saying that the same joke sits 3
Yeah.
times. Like you're the evolution of Saanya Nanda.
Yes, and I think I also have an idea of what that would be. I don't know how much time we have, but I think as an artist, I think it's the thing that I have found, because I started very hardcore. I started where like
We all do, by the way. People like
maybe.
us. People like us always. Start
I
very
started
hardcore.
unpalatable, yelling on stage.
Look at Georgia Seeley.
Anyway, I'm just saying that I started unpalatable, and right now I'm 3 years in. I'm doing my hour,
You're palatable.
Yes.
You're edible. You're consumable. Yeah.
and I think like I've learned so much. But I think like the thing that I think that it's the mark of like a seasoned artist is vulnerability,
Mm-hmm.
and I think I don't have that on stage because I think that needs time for you to open up and put yourself out there. I think that's missing from my act. My act is all like imagination. And I think if you see like my later work, it will have more of that. So if you're anticipating, follow me,
Yes.
and then you will see.
Ladies and gentlemen.
You will
what
see.
a-
You will see that.
the wonderful brain of Saanya Nanda. Guys, listen, Saanya, I'll plug all your Instagram
Yes.
and is there anything you want to plug?
Badpersoncomedy.com. That's me.
That's your thing.
That's me.
Badpersoncomedy.com. Give her a follow. If you have mental illness, have one of your voices come talk to her. Confront her in the streets.
Yeah, do it. Find me.
Don't bring a knife. And guys, thank you so much, Saanya. This has been a truly interesting conversation. We'll have to do it more.
Yes, sir.
I would like to get the vulnerable out.
Yeah.
I think
I'm working on. I think that's the thing you
Yeah.
need more time for. I think
Yeah.
that's it. You can develop craft,
Yeah.
and you'd start with the brain. We didn't start at like 12 years old.
Yeah.
So I think we started with some brain. I don't think you need 10 years to get there. I'm very against that notion that this is your age in comedy years, whatever. I think you have something you begin with, and then you need to build a way to express yourself more and more openly. Ye has mastered it. He puts his heart on every
Yeah.
album.
I enjoy his earlier stuff. We'll talk about A more often.
Let's do it.
I think his earlier stuff was more fun for me.
I like all of his work.
All of it. Can you judge negatively, Ye?
No, I cannot.
That's crazy. What is he, God?
Have me committed.
What is he, God?
Take my freedom.
What is he, God? You can't listen to like this is not a good song. It's too much auto tune.
No.
You can't.
Never.
Oh, that's a mental illness. Ladies and gentlemen,
Let's be diagnosed. me.
Saanya Nanda, the wonderful brain of Saanya Nanda.
Thank you.
Joel, please call this episode "The Wonderful Brain of Saanya Nanda." I think that would be a good name. Anyways, I'll think about maybe if I have to think of a better
A
name.
beautiful mind.
The beautiful mind of Saanya Nanda. A beautiful mind with Saanya Nanda. I think that's pretty good. Guys, subscribe, tell your
Brand
friends.
me as a schizo.
Follow her.
Yes.
And yeah. And don't put her in a loony bin. Not yet.
Not yet. Let me do my third hour.
After her third hour. Thank you so much, guys. I love you. I love you, Gabe. I love you, Eugene. Bye, everybody. Bye.
All right.